Yes, sir. What's going on, family? It's your man, Mr. Law of Attraction, back for another video. As you see, we are here at Aura. We got Vanessa right here, gonna vibing out. Yes, sir. So check this out: the seven-figure meditation routine, guys. I haven't done a video like this in probably about 6 months. What are the meditations that I do that literally rewire my brain to actually align with the universe? Now, it sounds weird, but we're gonna come at this from a scientific method while we're doing this. But I want to go ahead and create some content for you while I'm here at this beach, because at the end of the day, it's like I have the most fun when I'm creating content for you guys, you know. So we're gonna go for a little walk. If you here, let me give you guys a view first, because one thing I noticed is that you guys love to live through the content. Look at this, guys. I want you to imagine yourself living your dream life. You can manifest whatever it is that you want. So without further ado, you already know the benefits of meditation, so we're not going to get into that in this particular video. What we're going to do is we're going to go over the 4-step process. I think it's 4 steps on how to actually do that. First step of the meditation process. Let's talk about the time of the day. Best time to do the meditation is when you first wake up. Why is this? So we're going to get a little bit later this when we talk about the Hemi-Sync meditation. When you first wake up, you are in what is called a theta brainwave. Okay, so let's talk about brainwaves really quickly. Right now, you watching this video, you are in a beta brainwave, meaning it's active. You're learning, you're using your conscious mind to create plans, business plans, whatever it is that you're doing. That's when it's the most active. But what we want to do, it's probably really loud right now, but I might have to go and lower that music. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to lower your brainwaves, because what it will actually do, put your conscious mind to sleep, allow your subconscious to be more susceptible to whatever images you're going to plant into it a little bit later on in the meditation. So first thing I recommend is right in the morning. Your first 20 minutes of your day, you are still in a theta brainwave, which means that the conscious mind is still susceptible to the meditation that we're going to place in it. Okay, so that's the time of the day. So what's the first thing we're going to do? Get comfortable. You can sit straighting up. First thing is breath work. That is an important part. I went to the Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation retreat. I think it was in Florida. And that meditation retreat, 7 days, completely changed my life. That was when I first experienced that breath work. You can actually, sounds weird, leave your body through breath work. And now you guys know it as quantum jumping, where you quantum jump to the future version of yourself, download information from the quantum space, from the future version of yourself, come back to now the physical world with information that you can implement to your business and scale to the next level. Sounds crazy, but this is things that I've done for such a long time. Let's get you another little view before we go. We're going to go into the next corner here. So we got the palm view here. And on this side, we have a different view. Okay, so let's talk about it. First thing in the morning when you're still in a theta brainwave. Second thing, what we're going to do is we're going to do breath work. Now, I'm not going to... What am I doing? All right. Okay.
Hi, puppy.
All right. I manifested my beautiful girl here. Okay, so let's continue. All right. So on this side, we got the Burj Al Arab. And then if you saw the other video, I recorded on the other side with the city view. So let's continue here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do breath work. How we're going to do breath work, you're going to hit each energy center and you're going to move it up like moving energy up a straw, like moving like fluid up a straw. What that will do is you have 7 energy centers. And what you're able to do with breath work is actually center those energies and move it up to your third eye. Now, I'm not into all the chakras and stuff, but all I know is when I do breath work, when I move my energy up to my pineal gland or my third eye, it completely changes my meditation. You'll be able to download information from the highest places. And you guys want to know where I get some of the ideas from, like the YouTube videos or business? I don't get it from like this version of me that you're seeing here on this video. I get it from the higher version of myself. We talked about this in the law of, on quantum jumping. The simple fact that you can see yourself at a higher version of yourself means that it's possible. What if you were to download information from that future version of yourself? It would change everything for you, right? Well, how do we actually do that? Well, there's a systematic and scientific way that we can do that. That's with the breath work and the meditation and the Hemi-Syncs we're going to get to in a second. Okay, we got our breath work in. First thing that I love to do a gratitude meditation. I don't do it too long, maybe about 5 seconds, 10 seconds or so. Put my hand over my heart and just feel gratitude for where you're at. How can God bless you with more if you're not grateful for what you're going on now? Okay, so do a little bit of gratitude. And by the way, I blend all of these together. Now let's get into the first part here. Hemi-Sync. You heard me talk about this before. The CIA back in the 70s, they were trying to actually do espionage in Russia. They wanted to see that if the human body could leave its consciousness and actually teleport to another person to download information. This is some crazy stuff. You can actually check it out on the CIA website. What they found is this. It's called the gateway process. You can do the meditations. I did all of them, all I think 30 or 40 meditations. Here's what they found is that you can actually leave with your consciousness, leave and actually project yourself into different places. Through practice, it's like a muscle, like anything. You work your muscles in your arm, you work your muscle in your brain. So through these breath works, this sound, what you're able to do is synchronize both sides of your brain. So check this out. Most people, and you've heard me talk about this before, we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts every single day. Most people, their thoughts are scattered. 90% of the thoughts are the same as yesterday. And so what happens is people's their thoughts are like a flashlight. What they study monks. And they noticed that monks that had studied for 15 years of meditation, that within 15 minutes, they can synchronize both hemispheres of their brain. When you synchronize both sides of your brain, what happens is those thoughts and those things you're going to meditate on will actually become more powerful. But if you're like me, we don't have 15 years to study meditation. But what is a hack we can do to synchronize both parts of our brain? Well, it's through sound waves, okay? Frequency following patterns. There's a phenomenon where the ears, if you listen to certain sound waves, what it'll actually do is change the frequencies of your brain. Remember we talked about being in a beta brainwave? Well, what if we could almost systemically, artificially change the frequency of the brain? What if we can almost like in a way act as if we're sleeping, put our conscious mind to sleep, make the subconscious mind more active, and when you start to play those visualizations of what you want, it accepts it more easily. Wouldn't that be a brain chaser, right? Wouldn't that change your life? Well, that's what the Hemi-Sync does. So what they found with the Hemi-Sync is that if you listen to one side of the ear, so for example, let's say we're going to play 100 hertz in this ear. On this ear, we're going to play 104 hertz. Well, what will start to happen, there's this weird phenomenon where the brain will actually cancel out those extra sound waves, and it'll only be left over what you hear. So in that example, 4 hertz. Now, the ear can actually hear 4 hertz, but at 4 hertz on the brain activity scale is actually sleep, theta state. Remember, theta state is when your conscious mind is sleeping, your subconscious mind is more active. Testing. Your subconscious mind is more active, and so when we start to play the images with repetition, it becomes more susceptible to its acceptance, right? So whatever you plant into the subconscious mind with repetition will begin to transmute itself into its physical counterpart. You guys understand this, but we're talking about how to actually implement it. So here's the sound wave that I recommend. You want to put yourself in theta brain waves, okay? So I'll link you, by the way, to some of my meditations here that you guys can watch completely for free. Check these out, okay? And so within literally 15 minutes, you could alter your brainwaves and put yourself in a state where your subconscious mind is more active to the visualizations you're going to plant into it. Scientifically, proven, CIA backed, right? Okay, so you're going to do that now for 15 minutes. Mix that with the breath work, first thing in the morning and last thing at night. By the way, I didn't talk about doing it at night. You also want to do it before going to sleep. This is known as the Neville Goddard method, or falling asleep to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Whatever images and feeling states that you fall asleep with right before you go off to bed, your subconscious mind will literally marinate on it. It was so popular that Neville Goddard did this experiment where he had people visualizing themselves walking a ladder before going off to sleep. And they would visualize themselves saying, I'm not going to walk a ladder. I'm not going to walk a ladder. But before going off to sleep, they would imagine themselves walking the ladder. They would do that for 3 days, and then randomly they would start walking a ladder. You know what's the craziest part? Is that whatever images that you plant into your subconscious mind right before you go off to sleep, your subconscious mind will marinate it on that for 8 hours. Guys, try this experiment. It will change your life. So anyways, let's go and do this. We'll do that before night. So what do we have so far? We woken up. We're going to do first thing in the morning, right in your first 20 minutes. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do some breath work to go ahead and center our energies. Then we're going to put on our Hemi-Sync. We're going to do a theta brainwave. Now, once you do your 15 minutes here, here's what you're going to want to do. Now, this sounds weird for some of you. Hold on. All right, now we're going to get here to the city view. Here's what I recommend. I recommend you do my quantum jump meditations. They're completely for free on YouTube. Just check out the meditation section where I actually guide you to jump into the future version of yourself. Now, for most people, it's a little bit hard, but like I said, I studied this with like Dr. Joe Dispenza in different places. I'm actually going to come back this way because it's a little too much music going on over there. But on this side, we have like the city view. Here, we'll stay right here before it gets too loud. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to jump to a future version of yourself. Now, I'm just going to explain it here but you can do the meditation, and I guide you through how to implement it, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to jump to the future version of yourself. And what's going to happen is you're going to download information from the quantum space. Now, some of you might be thinking, that sounds crazy. How does that actually happen? The reason this happened is because creation is already finished. We're not... Think about all this material here. Like, this literally was built in the imagination of a few people. Look at this. This is absolutely crazy. So they used their imagination to build this. All this material that they use, all of this billions and billions of dollars worth of material here, was here on the earth in one shape or form for billions of years before. All we did is through consciousness, rearrange it into its physical manifest. Does that make sense? First imagination, then action, and now it's become manifest. Makes sense. So creation is already finished. So when you can imagine yourself at that future version, that future income, that future life, whatever it is that you want to visualize, the fact that you can visualize it means that it's already created. All you have to do is through consciousness, rearrange it through thoughts, feelings, and actions. Makes sense? So when we jump to this future version of yourself, you can actually download information from this person. I want you to understand this. We're spiritual beings, and spiritual creatures are always for expansion and polar expression. Meaning consciousness and life is always for expansion and polar expression. The same energy that's causing all these trees to grow as high as possible lives in you and wants you to expand, do more, be more, have more. Makes sense. That's why you have this inner desire to grow your business, to grow your life, to become more, to do more, to have more. Makes sense. So that's a spiritual power that's flowing into you. It's nature. But we're going to play to this nature to hack the system to download information from this higher frequency version of yourself. Now, I would recommend doing it guided unless you've done it. Like I said, I've been doing it for now 5 years. But do it guided to start off. I have these completely for free for you guys to test out. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to jump to the future version of yourself, and you're going to download information. Act as if you have it. Most of you guys are trying and wanting something. When you try or want, therefore you do not have. So here's the state. Act as if you have it now. This was the principles that Neville Goddard had. Act as if you have it now. Same thing that Bob Proctor had taught. What would you be doing now if you already had what you wanted? How would you be thinking, feeling, and acting? Here's the difference now. Is that you guys are acting and feeling based on what you see in front of you. What you're going to have to do, and I talked about this on the last video, right here at the same pool, like literally on the other side a few minutes ago, that you're going to have to close your eyes and then see what it is that you want. When you close your eyes, it's easier for the average person to see what it is exactly that they want, and you can start to feel and you start taking actions on it. This is the important part. What most of you guys are doing is you're taking actions from places of lack and scarcity. Remember, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. This is the biggest key. Quantum jump to that level, you'll download information, come back to the physical world, and you implement. What some of you guys don't implement, some of you guys don't take actions. You're going to have to take actions and implement. That's the difference maker now. Something's going to tell you to move to a new city, go to a different place. You're going to have to implement it. Whether you implement that or not, it's up to you, but it'll change the trajectory of your life. Because remember, that idea that you should download is not from you in this physical state. It's from what you downloaded at a higher place. So that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here and enjoy myself here at the pool. I've been recording content for the last hour. But go ahead and implement this in your life. Check out the meditations right now in the description. Change your life with it. Hope you like it. This is your man, Mr. Law of Attraction. I'll see you in the next video.